Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about Leaky Gut 101. So I posted a video about gut health that got a lot of comments, a lot of interaction. So I wanted to break these down into simpler topics because there are a lot of issues that go on with the gut. And in order for you to understand them a little bit more comprehensively, I want to break it down super simple, but in small chunks so that you can understand it. Now, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, share. It really helps me reach more people, which is my mission, to help as many people as possible understand these concepts and understand what's going on. So I appreciate to all of those of you that follow me and participate, and hopefully this is helpful. So leaky gut is something that is very, very common, especially in America. And there's one reason why it is very common. And it comes back down to stress, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on once we get to the causes. But stress is something that just will really break down the barriers in your gut and cause what's called leaky gut. So let's first define what is leaky gut. So leaky gut is when the gut barriers are broken. So your gut, essentially, this isn't necessarily accurate, but it looks like this. So it has all these little holes throughout the small intestine that leads to leakage of toxins, bacteria, viruses, parasites, and they get into your bloodstream. Now, when this happens, it can cause almost like an autoimmune response. And the issue is that if these toxins go to, let's say, your thyroid, if they go to your joints, if they go to your salivary glands, if they go to your brain, then what happens is that they will cause inflammation in these areas. This can end up becoming Hashimoto's. This can end up becoming arthritis or rheumatoid arthritis. This can be Sjogren's. This can be multiple sclerosis. It could be brain fog, it could be dementia, it could be Alzheimer's. There are many things, many different factors that go into that. And from my experience clinically, what this all comes back to are these broken down gut barriers. Because in order for these toxins, these bacteria, viruses, and parasites, even fungus and candida, to get into these areas, it's very hard for them to do so. They, have to go bypass all of the digestive enzymes in your digestive tract, which if those are inhibited can increase your susceptibility to those issues. But the next thing is that it has to go through these barriers in your immune system to get to these areas. A lot of people think that these are just normal things that they develop because it's so common now, when in reality it is not common. These are actually really severe issues that cause many people to suffer every day, and we see it because they don't really understand what's going on with them. And I'm going to talk about something here in just a minute that is very important. So this is kind of an overall concept of how it looks like, how it can turn into autoimmune issues. Now, with this, as these gut barriers get broken, it can cause you to have food allergies, food intolerances. Because if you have a piece of orange that gets off in your bloodstream, this is just an example, then what will happen is that your immune system may come and cause antibodies to that. So now every time you eat an orange, you get the sniffles, maybe you produce a lot of mucus, maybe you break out in hives. Let's use peanuts. Peanuts is going to be better. So peanut allergies are very common, mostly because they have a fungus called aspergillus on them. But that can cause an immune response, and it can cause food allergies and food intolerances, so very common. The biggest issue is that in order to seal up these gut barriers, it's not just a medication. So that's why I said that I was going to mention something very important. It's not just a medication. There's no medication that can seal up these barriers in the gut. What you have to do, which I'll talk about later, is you have to really understand how much damage is there. Do you have any bacterial fungal overgrowth in the gut that you need to get rid of first before you seal it off? And how do you control stress responses? So this gives me my segue into causes. So one of the biggest causes of leaky gut is stress. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm extremely stressed all the time because I'm trying to help people with their health, trying to educate them, trying to give them motivation in order to take care of themselves and help them with a solution to something that other doctors just want to throw a medication or surgery out. While I'm not anti-medication or surgery, I just think that there is a time and a place for it. But stress, if you look at, there is studies done on athletes that would do really intense exercise, and what would happen is that they would break down the tight barriers, the tight gap junctions in their guts with physical stress. So this came to fruition more so that they were looking at what's called zonulin. And what they found is that these athletes had a high levels of zonulin, which caused these tight barriers to open. And they related that to stress induced. So if you secreting large amounts of cortisol, it doesn't necessarily have to be exercise. I just use that as an example. If you have large amounts of stress, whether that's driving on a freeway, working your job, your kids, whatever it may be, your relationships, then what will happen is you will actually rob glutamine from your gut lining. So it takes it and it uses it for other processes such as production of neurotransmitters, hormones, skin, whatever it may be. But your gut lining is rich in this amino acid called glutamine. And as it takes and steals that away due to the stress, whether you're saying that you need more sex hormones from your stress, whether you're saying that you need more energy, whether you need more glucose, whether you need to repair an injury that just happened, then the gut barrier is the one that gets sacrificed. So you end up getting more and more. So the more stress you have, the more holes that you're going to create. This is why stress management is so important. Another big issue is poor diet. So if you're eating a lot of high simple sugars, if you're eating a lot of like candies, sweets, those sorts of things, those can, one, feed bad bacteria, yeast, and fungus in the gut, but two, it causes inflammation not only in the gut but also in the arteries in your blood vessels. Go back and check out some of my other videos where we talk about heart health. And then a lot of your trans fats are highly inflammatory, and these will cause inflammation in the breakdown of the gut barrier. So the more that you eat these, the more that you're going to secrete cortisol. And because you're causing excess inflammation, and cortisol has four main functions. One, it stabilizes blood glucose. So if you have any blood sugar issues, insulin resistance, cortisol kicks up for that. The second one is it fights inflammation, regulates your immune system. And then the last one is that it regulates your metabolism. So cortisol, if you have any issues, you need to look at that as one of the main issues going on. Now, all of these contribute to the breakdown of the gut. And like I said, chronic inflammation, that can be if you have like a chronic infection, if you have a really bad injury that just never heals, or even your thoughts can dictate your inflammation, because if you're thinking inflammatory thoughts, you will become inflamed. So just something that I don't think a lot of people address when it comes to that. And how do we fix this? Because I know everybody's wanting to know. Well, typically high doses of L-glutamine, because remember that's what cortisol is stealing away from that gut lining. You can do high doses of L-glutamine. You can do aloe vera, and then adrenal adaptogens to regulate your cortisol. So those are the things that I recommend. If you have any questions, just shoot them in the comments below. Like this video. If you have any suggestions, any other topics that you want to hear about, please let me know. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.